Hello there, greetings. We are back once again. Alright, so going to Facebook and almost at YouTube, Twitch. Hello there. Alright. My old mic is, I don't want to mess with it. The mic that I've been using recently is going to be sent back to the manufacturer. So maybe they can fix it. This is my second one. So yeah, it doesn't have a speaker. So if I use Google Hangouts or if I use Skype, I can't hear anybody and they can't hear me either. So that's nice. And this is my second one. That does not work. And there is a oh yeah, I got kicked out of I have an MCN. It's basically it's a YouTube partner. It's called Scale Lab, and basically that's where I get my music from. They just kicked me out. They said they gave me this whole thing about being a new YouTuber. It's like, I've been doing this for a very long time. So basically they just didn't want me there. So I guess they finally looked at what I do. They're kind of useless in the most part. They don't really get back to you very fast. I've seen other reviewers, oh yeah, they get back to you right away. No, they don't. So it's basically, it's like insurance. It's if you get a strike or something like that, it's nice to have, or if a copyright thing, it's nice to have that there. So that's the only reason why I have it. So it does take a chunk out of what all I make anyway. So yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. Connecting to Twitch, I'm not sure if I'm allowed on Twitch anymore, but that's okay. Sometimes that takes a little bit longer. Not a big deal for that. I'm seeing if I can connect to some other network. We'll see. It's not a big deal, but it'd be nice to have that. It's just it's insurance. Now they don't always get back to you very fast, so insurance might be a joke. So we'll see. So I found another one that might be of use. Basically, just another place to get music. So all those places all that music I submitted, probably I can't monetize anymore now. I can make anything from that. So lovely world of YouTube. Yeah, well, either way, all systems go. Everything's fine on this world, on this deck of the woods, at least for YouTube situation. I'm on Twitch now, so let's see. As for what's going on in the news, I guess I'm not seeing anything that's really getting my attention at this moment. Yeah, the media is going through, let's see, what was it? Amazon's taking more of the Pentagon information. Pentagon's going to start using Amazon more for their data. No surprise there. There might as well be government run anyway. That's not really a big surprise in the long run. As for, let's see what's going on. Let's see, news is all boring actually. When you really think about it, none of it has any purpose. Not really. Markets are going to be continuing to be. Alright, we'll just connect to the Galactic news because the 3D news is very exciting. Basically, yeah, the media is going to do, even the government is going to do whatever they can to keep themselves relevant. As more of the fourth dimensional energies are going to continue to come in and make themselves known. Of course, those are the third dimension. Basically, as more people awaken, they're going to connect more to how information is circling. Meaning, like government, you might see what's going on in the government, at least energy-wise, of who is there, who's doing, shadow beings for them, and also angelic beings also. But as for the government and media, you're going to see a lot of shadow beings there. Yeah, I wonder why. So, and also with health, you'll see shadow, not so friendly beings there also. Those are there to keep us unhealthy, and especially with the food and situations like that. It's just that the awareness, the third eye, I believe it's the third eye, it's other senses, but the third eye is opening, cleansing itself more, and basically become more aware of certain energies that are around. Some are already seeing this thing, that become more aware as we go into more of the fourth dimension direction. Also, Babylon, energies from Babylon, which is Iraq, will come through more. As for, you might get hostile energies from that part of the world. If you feel like a hostile, what negative beings? How negative beings connect to this world? You can say it's through stargates, through in places like Babylon, and it's like they seed places to bring negativity in. Vortexes, such as New York City, for example, different cities. Not all of it is negative, of course, but there are areas, obviously they're all around the world. It's basically negative vortexes through lower energy dimensions that connect to lower astral and on and on and on. Basically, they're just lower astral is just another place where it's like their tool shed is lower astral, basically. How they drum up the mind, and basically, yes, I believe I mentioned this yesterday, the mind is where they attack. They do attack other parts of your body, but the mind is where they go for first. Negative implants, whatever it might be, archons, whatever they can. That's nice. Oh, because I'm on I need to close down the internet. That's nice. Nice distraction there. So that's another. I'm on Facebook, and it looks like I have no watchers there. And Twitch, nobody's watching on Twitch. Sometimes that pops in every once in a while. So, what is happening? Let's see. Pentagon energies. Let's see. Pentagon's going to Amazon. Pentagon's also being manipulated, obviously, through fourth-dimensional energies, insectoids, and other being zetas. Mostly, actually, a lot of energies around that to call manipulation is actually insectoid, because insectoid is actually very much a war species. Not all, but seeing how there's so many of them, they have a pretty much bigger military than most beings. Okay, that's what I think. Reptilian just tapped in. I guess reptilians are usually the warmongers of the universe, but not entirely. But insectoids do play a big role in it, let's put it that way. Militarizing. At least on this world, it's more reptilian, let's put it that way. But the insectoids still play a big role in it. At least for mind manipulation and... yeah, mind manipulation, they have their contributions to it. So I know I call this quantum healing. But quantum healing is involved with this is basically to know where the trouble is, to remove these things such as insectoids, negative Palladians, stuff like that, to remove implants from these beings, as they use money, and not necessarily money, but they use also, I understand I'm getting a download from everything I'm saying, is they have like hives, like a reptilian hive or a insectoid hive, like a negative vortex they can go in and out of. And of course we don't see anything. Well, eventually you will. Of course you'll see the light, but then you'll see the not so light, as most of humanity is connected to the not so friendly. So it's easier to connect to the negative, because that is basically they put a block around the earth, or to capture it, to capture lower energies, lower astral beings. It's like when you send a negative being away, it just goes and attaches itself to somebody else, or tries to at least. And yes, they are creatures, they can be. So it's just another form of healing to bring out. Yes, most of the third dimension are not going to connect to any of this. They're just going to be like, oh, that's all made up, and yet they probably have something attached to them and have no idea. Yeah, this is part about, a lot of people don't want to grow up for a good reason. Because the truth is, I wouldn't say it's terrifying, but it's uneasy. Once you get used to it, it's not a big deal. But when you're first seeing it, it's, oh, that's not real, that's not real. And that's what they want you to think. And then, so they have you longer. So it's just going to take, I always get 5 to 10 years as for the awakening to really ramp itself up. As for the event, it's just another phase of awakening. But we're going to go through different phases of awakening. An event is one of them. I can say more people are going to awaken to the truth of what's going on here. I'll go into more of the event after Friday. I'll go into more of that. I'm kind of going into it here and there. I did make a video also at the park, but I don't have enough time for that. I will be uploading that Saturday from what it looks like. I was going to do it this week, but it doesn't look like it. Had so many technical issues and mics and Skype and all that going on. So as for let's see, we'll bringing somebody in also for understand that's right, the Galactic Federation of what I was going to connect to. And I just remembered what I was going to call this video, and I completely forgot about this. So we'll just bring them in. I completely forgot. That's alright. No, I'm not going to change the title of it. I should. Oh, we'll see. For those that are new to this, it's ivantower.com. We have private sessions to know about your galactic connections here. This is the calendar. We also have, if I can get it going, we also have the shop where you can ask questions. And I'm about like, it's looking like maybe 10 days the way things are going. I'm going as fast as I can, but it's only so much they're doing what we can to catch up. Also, Spirit Social, which has the same thing as the Ivan channel, but Ivan, the other store. Still figuring this out. You submit a question, past life regression, healing, a message from Yeshua channel, consulting, 5-minute healing. We'll also have other healers and channelers here. You can get your answered and question submitted and answered through. So we also have Patreon if you like to support the site. Also, we have a donation page on Ivan Tower. Also, we also have Spirit Social, and let's see, what is this? Oh man, I'll have to log in, I think. I can't believe I left my missile launcher at home. Anyway, I can't see it all here. Time traveler came from 4126. Interesting. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, I can't see this one. I'm not sure if it's going to show itself. And I will let it go. I don't think I have anything else here. Nope. Alright. So thank you for your support. I know this is all crazy and insane, but this is the real world, and more is going to get more real over time. As we continue, it's going to get more stranger and stranger, and that will eventually absorb YouTube also, as more people connect to their spiritual selves, realize it even exists, and so you're going to get a different version of Earth. It just understanding all of this. A lot of people are actually believe at least open, but never heard of any of this. And some are very close. So when they start hearing about this, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know, and then there'll be others like, no. And that's all part of the religion and such. So basically, I mean, how else are we going to connect to the galactic world where humans become more of the alien instead of waiting for the alien ships to arrive? Now, in other realities that does happen, but in our world, we're just too crazy for that. You know, if we didn't have any guns on this world, it would be a different story. You have aliens everywhere. Well, we do, we just don't. I mean, the animal life here is definitely a part of it, of course. Which comes into what this video was actually supposed to be titled, which I completely forgot. Yeah, so connected to the Galactic Federation of Light, and also connected to amphibian beings. The frog people, basically. And also saw in my visual a world of frogs. So humanoid frogs, or no, they're like frog people. I mean, yeah, they walk and they're like Kermit the Frog type of people. You know, they're not like humans that look like have a frog head. No, but they're frog beings. They're basically like toads and frogs, and they're all just looking at us and it's like, man, I don't know how they're going to do that, get through that. So I was going to bring them through. I don't remember everything that they just showed me the reality. I think it was connected to enough insects. So I think frogs, can't go wrong with a frog. Well, I guess you can, depending, but for the most part, frogs are pretty much harmless. I think most people would rather have a bunch of frogs around them than a bunch of insectoids. Depending on the person, of course, there's a lot of mantis people here. Frog beings have a lot of healing energies, and they do come. They're all over the universe, of course. So there's different renditions of different colors: blue, red, and greens, all different types. Some are toad worlds, some are just the frog worlds. And I think these are coming from Alpha Centauri. And some are very toad-like, that are like militaristic, like they're humanoid toad beings that are not exactly the most attractive things out there. Kind of look like reptilians, but they're not. But they're kind of hard to, not very pleasant looking. But the ones I'm connecting to are more of the ones that you see here. But some get very galactic and very strange looking. And some are into, a lot of them are into fourth dimension. Of course, a lot of toads are in different vibrations, but the ones I connected to are more of the fourth dimension energy. So, more of this insight will come through of their worlds. Basically, it's, for the most part, very friendly, very loving, very non-judgmental, on and on and on. Coming into this world, well, more of the toad energies, frog energies, the toad people are basically healers of this world. So for a while, about a year or two, I saw a toad. I saw a frog stand by me. It was like 6 feet tall, like in my visual. Just standing there, sending me healing. That's when I started getting involved with all this. So I definitely needed it. So if you see a frog or a toad in your visual, don't be surprised. Now, this all goes into quantum healing also. Spiritual connections, connecting to the frogs. There's nothing, you can't go, like I say, you can't go wrong with that. The fairy energies, of course, are very connected to the fairies. They're very, for the most part, frog beings are very delightful beings to be around. So it's another energy you can connect with. I did see toads flying ships also, is another thing I saw in my visual. Just like, think of a spaceship with a bunch of frogs running the show. So that's fun too. So there's all types of, so eventually there are cow beings and stuff like that. I'm not sure if they have their ships around here, but they definitely have their species here, that's for sure. But we're going to more of the frog beings here from, they're connected to from the Galactic Federation of Light, but they are connected to Alpha Centauri from what I gather. But as I said, they're everywhere. They're all types of different star systems, Arcturian frogs, and on and on and on. So, Palladian frogs, and those seem to be the ones that reproduce quite a bit. When I just got there. So, how I connected to them also, basically, I just was at work, or a work setting, let's put it that way, and it's like, okay, this place is dull, nothing much is going on. So I opened myself up and connected to the Galactic Federation of Light. So you put your intentions out, and you see who starts to say hello, and the frog people said hello. So give an understanding of how that works for those that are new to all this. To some people think they're making it up, and eventually you'll get over that. It takes a while to get used to all this. It's crazy, but it's very real. It depends on what you. A lot of people are not ready for this. It's still, is it all Netflix and fear on this world and paying bills? No, it's a lot more, and that's where we're heading. We're going more into space now too. So that's an indication we're going to be connecting to more alien beings eventually. It's going to be a long time before we start connecting. We got to get over ourselves first. We got to get all this stuff out of I mean, we're a bunch of drama queens going into space. It's like, eventually, got to clear out the drama, and we'll make peace with ourselves. But I know I repeat a lot of this, but it's true. So, all right, we connect to the frog beings from outer space, but that should be fun. I've connected them before. I connected to almost not everybody, but quite a bit. Let's put that out. I don't want to connect to everybody, it's too much. But there's always different types of species. That's another thing for those that are opening up to all these beings. You might see a being you've never heard of anybody connected to. Just go by your intuition, what you are. Because there's so many different species here. You can't connect to everything. One person can't. So you might connect to beings that are from different star systems, like Pegasus and Sagittarius. I don't connect to those very often. Pegasus, I've picked up some stuff, like I think the pig beings I've picked up from there. And you have the Crab Nebula, the crab people. And a lot of people are connected to that. Warrior race. So, and the pig beings, I know that's, I'm not sure, we're not that far from being a pig person, not really, but we're, so all this will come into more of our understanding eventually. It just takes time. Right now they say we're all making it up, but realize that what we're living is under, I don't have to go into that. So, all right, here we go. Blessings, positive messages, and positive beings to connect to our, what will assist us in our growth and awareness, take us into the next level. Well, we don't go that far, but what will help us grow and become a better human. Let's put it that way. So, all right, blessings, much love. Here we go. Greetings to you, I am Quinn. Yes, a frog being from Alpha Centauri. I am very similar to your frogs on your world, just a frog person, alien being. I am in fourth dimension. Yes, your world is a war planet, a world of great complexities. And we are here to bring assistance as for opening up positive vortexes for you to connect more to your positive earth realities. There's nothing to be afraid of, but if you see a frog being standing next to you, we're just there to say hi, basically. And you are most likely also projected on our ships. Basically, you're not always aware that some of you that see alien beings are actually projected on our planets or our spaceships and having a conversation with us. So we're giving you a slight preview of your connection, but there's actually much more going on, as it will interfere with your third dimensional visitation here on your planet. So understand there is much more going on in your reality, and much more will continue. And yes, your Donald Trump is a frog person. He is actually a toad. He does have a toad energy there, as you can see. He is very much into the reproduction energies of reproducing, and basically the lovemaking energy, which is actually more connected to your Palladian side. He's basically a whore on wheels, yes. But that is, we don't want to bring politics into this, but yes, it is a necessary understanding of basically, if you want to become more, basically give you another perspective. If you come into a world like this, why not indulge in its indulgence to make yourself human? And so, of course, you have a Rolodex of things to choose. You can be a duck hunter, basically, to just, like your Dick Cheney, just go shoot ducks or shoot people in his way. But you can also be just a great lover. Also, maybe not a great one, but you understand. It's like, which one is the most fun? If I'm going to be on this world and do these tasks, what am I going to do? As you can see, he chose your Donald Trump chose lover, maybe not the best one, but either way, it does not matter. But also one that is going to have a great deal of pressure when it gets older, as you can see. So it's like I might as well have fun while I can, because the fun's going to be over when I get older into that position. So that was already on the cards. It wasn't always 100% of him getting that position, but it was there. It was an option that most likely was going to happen, but he never knew. Now, in Astral, he already knew the answer, as many of you did, as even Astral was being greatly manipulated as for the winner of your presidential. Yes, I brought all this politics here, and I apologize. But it just gives you, as many are having difficulties understanding your planet and its energy fields, as yes, there are many archon energies across your planet that are causing difficulties. And where do archons, who do they go after first? They go after children, basically to get into their minds, to shut them down. Why many kids cry at a young age? Because usually the archon energy causing them difficulty. It's not just archons or other beings, but the archons are very much known for this. Basically, they manipulate the children at an early age so they can own you as you get older. So yes, there's other beings involved, but the archons are very good. Yes, you can say it is similar to your Borg and your Star Trek, because yes, many of them are formed as a child. I know that's your fiction does connect to your reality. When you connect to more to your reality of its true connections, you will see it more. The archons are very, yes, they only reason why they do this because there's vulnerabilities there that they can connect to. Now, if your child has a lot of protections around, many do, but not all. And many do come up as they can, yes, interfere with one's timeline and take one into a whole other direction. It happens all the time. So you wonder why the family is so popular, a successful family and one child is always breaking and entering. It's because that timeline has most likely been altered. Not always, but there are cases of that. To understand your planet is to look at these details. As a child is being born, to protect it with energy vibrations and also to remove connections from the lower side of your world. How many do that? Not many. So as this practice becomes more known on your planet, less of that will happen. As less of that will happen, more of your children will become more aware of what's going on your planet. And they do that to their children. As removing negative energies and realizing their world of what it is, you have less manipulations on your world. So generation after generation will just basically, the human has to change its ways of conducting itself. And this is where you have less food consumption, more energy infusion. And that's where you have your new earth energy. So the third dimensional human, you understand the web around it at this time is difficult, but not impossible to heal. But yes, there's many factors there of basically, yes, a web around the mind, basically, of these beings operate. This is why so many have difficulties connecting to what is right, what is truth, what is false. It's because they put the archons and other beings, mostly the archons, will put these grid around if you don't know what to believe. Trust your heart. Trust yourself. That's up to you, of course. But yes, they make it difficult to find truth because they don't want you to have truth. They want you to have suffering and pain and self-destruction, basically. As more humans self-destruct, this world will self-destruct with it. As humans feel self-loathing, your earth feels self-loathing energies. That's why there's so much low energies here. Humans do not think much of themselves here. Even those of high wealth, though not really. They do, but it's ego instead. I have a lot of money, so that means I must be very powerful. But what about the self-love? Oh yes, I've had like 30 different relationships or divorces and they have not gone too well. Self-love. can heal a great. Nothing wrong with having a whole bunch of relationships, but how is that all going? Because it can be a positive connection. You can have several relationships and have them all in a positive light, as they all can even continue. They don't have to ever end. They can continue. Yes, you might pause it, but you can always go back to it. How many in your world do that? Not many. So much of your world is going to have to relearn itself eventually, when it's allowing itself to do so. Yes, I better be going now. I think I brought enough information for your planet to digest. But yes, the children in this world realize healing energy around them. Yes, there's always love from the mother, of course, and the father, yes. But also when you realize of the attachments of lower energies and releasing them, you will have a different world, now won't you? Blessings to you. Always a pleasure to connect. Blessings. Okay, alright. Thank you everyone, blessings, and call tonight.